Hey guys, welcome to episode number 33 of Ask DeFranco's Gym. Today's question is, Joe, I just completed your Built to Last program for the second time, and I must say it was my favorite program to date. I made amazing gains in both strength and I put on quite a bit of muscle. One of the things that stood out to me was that you incorporated Pec Flyes into the routine. I've never seen them before in any of your routines. I thought they were on the DeFranco banned list. The way you taught the flies was like nothing I've ever seen, but as usual, your tweak of the exercise worked wonders as I actually have PECS for the first time in my life. Congratulations. I'm just interested in knowing, are Pec Flyes something you threw in the Built to Last program to appease the meatheads? I like that word, appease. Or are they now a DeFranco approved exercise I just didn't know about? Appreciate your insight and thanks for all you do. Not so Peckless Pete from Queens. Thank you for your question, not so Peckless Pete. Leave it to the New Yorkers to come up with something like that. But yes, Pec Flyes was something that were on my banned list for quite a while. I considered them a vanity exercise, so you never saw them in the programming of any of my athletes. I will say this, I've changed my views in that Built to Last was mainly for the washed up meathead community, but I changed my views as far as Pec Flyes with athletes because I've seen over the years quite a few pec tears in football, for example, where a lineman goes to make a block and his arm gets caught out here, it gets caught in a jersey, or somebody goes to tackle, a defender goes to tackle somebody and their arm kind of gets ripped out this way. So being in that position and strengthening the pecs in that kind of extreme lengthened position isn't really a bad thing. And so I changed my views on that. I incorporate them sometimes into the programming of my athletes now. They are no longer banned, but they are certainly not a priority in the training of my athletes. But for Built to Last, for washed up meatheads, Pec Flyes are an awesome exercise for pec development. As you said yourself, you are not so peckless anymore, so you see the results of doing them. But in my opinion, and not to toot my own horn, so to speak, I think you're seeing the pec development because of the specific way that we teach the fly. And this is actually, I can't take credit for. I actually saw Charles Glass, who is more of a bodybuilding trainer. Way back in the day, I saw him, or read somewhere, saw a picture of him teaching the Pec Fly in this manner, the manner that we do it in the Built to Last program. And it made a lot of sense to me, and that's why I incorporate it to this day. So I'm going to show you a set. A couple things I want you to take note of, and then I'll just reiterate. A, we're not going with our elbows bent at 90 degrees. You see a lot of guys, they're basically performing a neutral grip bench press, and they call it a Pec Fly. We're going to do a true fly where I want your elbows literally 99% straight. I just want them a little soft so they're not completely locked. So you're going to see my arms are pretty much straight, maybe a 1 or 2 degree bend in them. Just a little soft at the elbows. That's number one. Number two, you're going to see me starting with my thumbs facing each other, or palms forward. As I come out and down, we're not bending the elbow at all when we come down. When we go into the eccentric, the arm stays straight. As we're about halfway down, we are going to externally rotate, and in that bottom position, our palms are going to be facing up, or in that externally rotated position, we're going to pause for a second in that stretched position. The reason why we do that is your pecs are internal rotators. So when we are in the stretched position, by externally rotating, that increases the stretch even a little bit more. We're going to pause for a split second there, get control in that kind of, control and strength in that extreme range of motion, although you don't have to go extreme, go as far as you're comfortable with. Then as we come up, about halfway up, we're going to rotate so the thumbs are facing each other again, because again, like I mentioned, pecs are internal rotators. So when we're going to contract by turning the thumbs towards each other, our palms forward, internally rotating, you are going to get a better contraction on the pecs. So externally rotate in the stretch position, internally rotate when we're trying to get that nice peak contraction to develop those pecs. So I'll show you 5 reps and pay attention to those key pointers. And you'll notice I'm not smashing the dumbbells at the top. I'm keeping tension on the muscle right before they touch and then back down. So that is how we coach the Pec Fly in the Built to Last program. That's how I coach it generally most of the time when I prescribe it for the reasons mentioned earlier. Definitely give it a shot. It is night and day compared to your old way of doing Pec Flies. I guarantee it. The one thing I forgot to mention was you are going to have to cut your weight almost in half. If you're used to doing your Pec Flies like this, my general rule of thumb, the strongest I've ever been, I'll never go heavier, or the heaviest I've ever gone was having 10% of my max one rep in the bench press, my 1 rep max in the bench press, barbell bench press, 10% of that in each hand. So when I was bench pressing 400 pounds, 405 on the bar, if I could get 405 for one, I'm not going to do more than 40-pound dumbbells. Or say 400, 10% of 400 is 40. 40 pounds in each hand in this exercise is actually pretty heavy. So if you're a 300-pound bencher, probably not going to go much heavier than 30 pounds. So use that as a guideline as far as weight. Don't think you're going too light. If you do them right and do them the way I just mentioned, 10% of your max bench in each hand is actually a really, really good number for this exercise to get in that 8 to 10 rep range with. So use that as a guideline. Give these a try, and hopefully we have a lot more not so peckless people out there. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next episode.